State Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
Welcome back, Sanctuary family. You're live once again.
We're back.
With me, Regina Breed. And
hi, everyone.
Ahmariah Jackson, a.k.a. Anon the Griot, author of Locked Up But Not Locked Down, A Guide to Surviving the American Prison System. And I was told I could take the helm of bringing this segment in.
He said that.
What?
He said that with authority.
Say it again. I'd like to hear
Locked Up But Not Locked Down, A Guide to Surviving the American Prison System.
Just call me on the phone so I can listen to you.
I'll do that on occasion as
Okay.
well. And so this can be acquired via various websites, and we'll discuss that in a moment.
The foreword is by?
Oh, yeah, the foreword is by Mumia Abu-Jamal.
That's my spirit, baby.
Yeah. Along with my co-author, Atomic 7. And this is on Supreme Design Publishing. But we were talking last night about a variety of things, which led me to get to be on here this morning, and looking at Birth of a Nation on one side and looking at 13th on the other side. And as an educator, this is one of the things that I've been telling my students anyway, just because I'm teaching American literature right now, which is very much about rhetoric. It's very much about non-fiction texts, and it's about understanding language and the manipulation thereof.
Manipulation.
So
Correct.
when I say to my students, you know what, you could still be a slave. Slavery's still around. They're like, what you talking about, Miss Jackson? You play too much. And then I pull up the amendment to them, and I get to that word, accept. And then we go and we define that word, accept. And we expand that to exceptions, right? So the exception, of course, in the 13th Amendment, slavery is abolished, except as a punishment for a crime where a person has been duly tried and convicted. Now, of course, that duly tried and convicted is almost like fried chicken. Like, somebody can claim that they got that good fried chicken, but if that recipe is not correct, that ain't good
Like the
fried
potato
chicken.
salad. Who made it?
And the
Like,
running macaroni and cheese.
Who made it? What was they wearing?
And did they wash their hands?
Right. So have they been duly tried?
Give me 1 second, baby. You're live inside the Sanctuary. T, is that you, baby?
That is me.
Hey,
How
girl.
are we?
Hey, T.
Hello.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you watching? T, are you watching the show?
You know what? I'm not. I'm working, actually.
Well, I'm gonna need you to catch the archive so you can see all this chocolatey.
T, I want you to listen to
planned on
something. T, I want you to hear something. Okay, we're all going to introduce ourselves. Hi, T. This is Gina.
Hey, Miss Gina.
How are you, darling?
I'm beautiful. How are you?
Great.
Hey, Miss T, this is Keith Hagood with Spendefy.
So, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Keith Hagood with
Keith.
Yes, ma'am, with
Keith.
Spendefy, yes.
Hey, Keith.
Hey,
How
T.
are you, brother?
I'm well.
It's me, good.
Good.
And
Hey, sis.
you ready to see? I had to do my ghetto smack. You ready? Go ahead.
And good afternoon to
Me.
you. I'm Ahmariah Jackson, a.k.a. Mr. Jackson, a.k.a. Anon the Griot, author of Locked Up But Not Locked Down, A Guide to Surviving the American Prison System.
Yes, you are him.
Hey, Mr. Jackson.
How are you?
Don't that sound good, T?
Yes, ma'am, it does. Yes, it does.
So T, I met Ahmariah through Malik.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
he
remember
is
you.
fam, yeah.
I've never met you, but I remember the name for sure.
Well, nice. Well, and beautiful. So we connected for real now.
Yeah. Yep.
So
How you doing, brother?
Doing especially well. Actually talking about the prison industrial complex as you called in.
Ah, what a fantastic subject. So were you guys talking about that movie, The 13th?
Yeah, we were.
We just finished talking about we just finished talking about the birth of a nation, and we were segueing into 13. And Mr. Jackson was sharing with us he was going to start talking about his book, which is
Locked Up But Not Locked Down, A Guide to Surviving
Yes.
the American Prison System.
yes.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that book. I think in fact, I follow you on social media, and I think I just saw a post from you not 10 or 15 minutes ago.
Look at him smiling like that. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yes. So T, what you got for us?
Yeah,
this
good
week, sis?
stuff. Well, you know what? I don't have a lot today. I'm still kind of spinning from just the drama that is the last 5, 6, 7 days. So I guess I kind of woke up this morning with the thought on my mind that today is the anniversary of the Million Man March that we had last year, the Justice or Else, and kind of just meditating on like what has changed since we said Justice or Else, and what is the or else part of or else, because I didn't get to go. Everything that I saw was strictly via social media. And so, you know, I understand that on the micro level, things are happening. I see, you know, small groups of people moving all over the United States. On the macro level, everything just seems to be kind of overshadowed by the presidential election and the debates that just happened, and how vulgar and how much of a pig Donald Trump is. And I think the thing that stood out for me the most is that while we're so caught up in everything that he's saying, and it is disgusting, and I'm not trying to take away from that at all, but I don't want the point to be lost that Hillary has been detrimental to poor people in general, and poor black women in particular, for as long as at least I can remember. The first election that I ever voted in was in '92, and Bill Clinton was running. And I think I've said this before, and I probably shouldn't say it out loud, but I'm going to say it anyway, that I actually in that election voted for, I think it was Ross Perot at the time, just because even then,
most of the people I know did vote for
even
Ross Perot.
then I just was already tired of the establishment. You know, but Hillary has supported and or helped enact welfare reform, mass incarceration. She was involved in the subprime mortgage crisis. And so, I mean, she doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about women. She doesn't care about children. And we keep trying to humanize someone who basically has made a career out of dehumanizing us.
Yes.
And I saw a comment earlier today that said it seems like if Hillary could be caught driving a truck full of Haitian children to a sex trafficking ring, and people would still be like, well, she's better than Trump.
You know what? And that, you know what? And you know, since,
And I mean, that still would be true.
yes.
You're right.
Yes.
Right. And that's why we were all sitting here going, oh God.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
right, but
because you
that's-
are exactly correct, and you're thinking to yourself, but she's still better than him.
I don't know, but see, Missy, we've been calling her Missy Ann since day one. T, you know,
Yes.
that's who she is to me. And I feel like whoever got an opportunity to get Missy Ann some water, make sure you let her know Kizzy sent you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's who she is to me. She Missy Ann. Like she cool with you, but she will sell your black behind.
The minute you say the wrong
Missy
thing.
Ann. That's her name.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I think, if
so-
I may,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The most infuriating thing about these two dimwits, if you will. Now, yes, on one hand you have
Everything gonna sound good.
what you you have on one hand a very seasoned politician who's great with smoke and mirrors and gonna hustle and shuck and jive and hit you with the jug over and over again. And then you have the other moron of orange ethnicity and background who, as a politician, he's not much of a threat in actuality because he doesn't have policies. There's not much that he's going to enact, and he, in essence, be a lame duck in the office because he doesn't know how to connect with people. But the problem about him is that he gives credence and rise to Bill and them, to Bubba and them, and all of those horribly stereotypical backwoods,
Yes.
I lust after my cousin, people of
Yeah.
Caucasian
So-
descent
Come on.
who are upset about life as well and have always found the Negro to be to blame for it. And so now we
Right.
got Negroes and we got Mexican Negroes and we got gay Negroes. And so
Right.
we got three categories of people to blame for everything what's
Right.
wrong with us.
Right.
And so the reason why he's more of an incendiary figure for me is because not what he will do, but the Denzians behind him, the slew-footed,
masters.
slack-jaw yokels behind him who feel like what they're saying is now relevant, is important, it's in the spotlight. Got to be right. He's saying it.
He's saying
Make
it.
America great again. Build the wall. Build the wall.
You know what? Look at T like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
So you got
Yeah.
politicians
I mean,
who's
I live in Indiana, so you know, it's a red state. And it's funny. I made a status on Facebook. I think it was Saturday night, and just talking about a couple of the racist things that I had encountered on that day. So then it was actually the very next morning, I'm getting on Facebook because it's everybody's, strange addiction. And my memories come up, and in my memories for 2015 and 2014, it just so happened on that exact same day, I had also posted about racist things that I had encountered. So it's, I feel like in America, racist people are empowered anyway, based on what this country was built on. And it's something that I see and hear every day. And to be honest, I would rather deal with somebody who's calling me a nigger to my face than somebody who's cheesing and grinning in my face and then in the back room organizing against me with policy and law.
Well, I've been in the gym. They ain't called me nigger to my face in about 20 years.
Say that again?
I said, I've been in the gym. They ain't called me nigger to my face in about 20 years, but your point is very
nobody's called me nigger to my face in ever, or at least not in the recent history.
Yes, I've had
but sometimes you don't have to say nigger to say nigger.
Yeah.
But, like I said, that's my experience in Indy, and I'm not in jail yet. So
take that yet off.
Take
that yet off.
It's like T's point
but
though.
I
Like
think
that's.
you would be in good company if you went to jail for what we talking about. You would be in very good company.
But
some of my favorite heroes went to, got a wanted poster.
But wait a minute. Let's T. I want you to hear this. On 13, that was one of the things they said. Up until a certain point.
Yeah.
Going to jail was bad. We didn't go to jail because you go to jail, you ain't coming home.
Yeah, it's
right.
The
Then
made it noble.
Right. And then in the 60s, MLK was saying, we ain't got no problem going to jail. We're going to jail. So then they thought, oh God, they don't care nothing about going to jail. So then they had to label you a criminal. Mm-hmm. And that's where the discernment came in. It was because our freedom riders were criminals because you were breaking the law. Yes. You were going against the law. When we were saying, boy, put the house up, I'm gonna go get fry these chickens, and we're gonna get you out. But when my father was coming up, and my father grew up in South Georgia, he said my grandmama told him two things. Don't talk to no white girl. And you can't go to jail because can't nobody help you. Mm-hmm. Don't go to jail, and your word is all you got.
And mind you, that was a long time ago. But let's be clear. Have those rules really gone out of fashion?
They have not.
Are those rules still applicable?
Right. And that's what you were saying, T, when you were talking about last week, and I got so many posts about what you were saying about the guy who was in jail and let's write and let's go. And they were talking about that. So many people, I had to send them to Shekema's page to get the address because she posted the address. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were saying. We're still in the same situation. Mm-hmm. When our boys are in jail because it's private, we can't get... That little boy was in jail for 3 years because he couldn't come up with bail. Not because he was charged with anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because he could...
We're talking about Khalif Browder?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And so we are in a system that is in a system that's a system.
Now let's...
I would say this, because T, I'm more of a metaphorical type chick. So I would just say that if I'm already in jail, I'm already in jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm already in jail.
Physically.
Right.
I'm already in jail. Or like in the movie when they were like, we're going to die. You already dead. Everybody that's born is going to die. The only thing you don't know is how or when. But you can't scare me with my life because I'm going to die anyway.
Right.
I was so worried about living until somebody called me and said I had cancer. You took that away from me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, I know I'm going to die. Am I going to go on my knees? Or am I going to standing for something?
Right.
I'm already in jail. What more you gonna do to me? I'm already a slave. What more you gonna do to me?
Yeah.
But what you're
Somebody gotta go to jail for this to happen. Somebody gotta die for this to happen. It's gonna be a whole lot more inside of Shakur prison breaks. If that, you understand? If most of our men in jail, we're gonna have to bust up some prisons to get some warriors.
But see, we lost that. That's what we lost, and that's why we're in our condition where we're at today, because we don't have that sacrifice
and I still
anymore. Nobody wants to
Jesus,
sacrifice to go to jail.
But I do believe in him.
Right. Right. And I think, Shekema, you need to say that again. What? I believe in Jesus, just not the white one.
I don't believe in Thor. That's all that is. You put Thor up on the wall.
Come on.
And want me to worship some Nordic. That is not who Jesus is.
Right.
And my Jesus ain't no punk neither. And my God ain't no punk neither. And that's what Nat Turner said. You know, you got us read these 3 scriptures about slaves. But when I read the whole Bible and I realized that my God is so angry with you for what you're doing to me. My God is so pissed off about how you're treating me that he has promised you hell. He has promised you wrath on this side of hell for you doing me the way that you're doing me. And I know that God is on my side. And the guy, the weakling black man, he said the same. When he said it to Nat Turner, I thought, if I had a dime for every nigga that said it to me, God is a God of love. And Nat Turner looked at him, he said, but don't forget he's a God of wrath too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even when he was going with the preacher, and the preacher kept trying to give him the slave scriptures, and Nat Turner was giving him all the other scriptures. Like,
right.
And
then they hit him in the mouth.
And that's when he hit him in the mouth.
And the white folks looking at him, he said, and see, what people don't understand was real interesting. Go all the way back. When she said, Nat, I'm going to teach you how to read and you going to be special educated. Nat went for the real book. She said, no, not that book. I'm going to give you the one that only your people can handle. Mm-hmm. What that was saying was, he couldn't handle anything else. But Nat took what you gave me.
And parlayed that
into something else. Because what you don't realize was, this all I got to read. Now, let me tell you another good part.
I don't need to know thermodynamics to know you're going to die.
You going to pachoom, everybody going to die.
I don't need to know that. I don't need no relativity to know that
you going to die.
You're wrong for making me a slave.
Right. And what Nat said was, and it was kind of cute, when that slave owner said, you the same nigga on my plantation as all the rest of my niggas. If you say the wrong word, I'm going to blow your head off. And he stood behind Nat Turner with that gun. He said, I'm going to blow your head off if you say the wrong word and rile up my niggas. Well, Nat knew when he saw him, they wasn't give but one meal. And you knocked out all that man's teeth to feed him. Put a funnel in his mouth. Nat couldn't hardly stand that. So that spirit, he said all the right words. And they looking at each other like, what were you saying? Nat said under the cover, your day is coming. Reckoning is coming. The power is mine. And he said it in such a way to keep the bullet out of his head and to give them hope.
But that's what we do in the classroom every day.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
But why the black church don't preach like that no more though?
But when I feed it to you,
they don't do that no more.
I said why the black church don't preach like that no more though?
There's a lot of them out there.
I'm talking about like the ones that's on TV, the mainstream.
Let me explain to you why.
Okay.
Because tithes pay for the lights to stay on. Tithes pay for the mortgage on the facility. Your scary Negroes not gonna pay tithes to a person that's telling them to pick up arms and fight. They'd rather go somewhere somebody tell them they're gonna get a new car if they worship the Lord right.
Or just say the same stuff we like.
You understand what I'm saying? So they don't want. I don't want discomfort. My God is a God of comfort. My God wants me to be rich, and He wants me to. And
I want this routine. We're gonna sing this song. God don't catch the Holy Ghost at this particular point in time.
Unless being a millionaire's gonna make you buy the rifles that we're gonna use to go out here and blow up some stuff.
So once again, we have people not willing to sacrifice. People who don't want to put.
That one slave said, "You crazy? We all gonna die." And I'm like, "Fool, you gonna die? You the oldest nigga out here. You gonna die anyway."
Now, if you think about it in this way, right? Our incarcerated brothers are our soldiers. And what I'm saying,
definitely.
It's not as though, well, number one, we know that not everybody's there for violent offenses, and a lot of people are there for nonviolent drug offenses, right? But what you have is a cross-section of our society, of our people, like, this is how I'm going to get it.
The ones that couldn't be broken.
This is how I'm going to get it. This is how I'm going to get it. And you put me in here, and I've actually got accustomed to it. Yeah, on one hand, it's institutionalized, but that process of not being willing to let that beat them down, that could be redirected, that could be refocused. But there's a reason why those are the ones who are incarcerated, because those are your rebel rousers. Those are your fire starters. Those are the ones who are going to say, I just don't give up, and be in the street over that. And which is why it's absolutely imperative that we work even more and put a lot of our focus on the liberating of our brothers from those internment camps, from those concentration camps, which they call correctional facilities that don't correct anything at all. And I just want to throw this out there, and please, I'll yield the floor. When we talk about like bringing Nat Turner, bringing 13th together, right? We deal with the Dred Scott decision and the 3/5 compromise, right? And when we hear about it, you first hear about it, and you like said, that was 3/5 of a man, which in one way is true, even though they weren't really counting us as men anyway. But we know that was a political pandering thing, right? Your slaves who don't get to do nothing but just be part of your population, South, you can't use them to get more votes.
Right.
Okay, that was 3/5 compromise, right?
Right.
That was before the Civil War, right?
Right.
Okay, it's 2016, and they are harvesting young bodies.
Come on.
From what used to be inner city areas.
Come on.
From areas that are black, that are melanated, areas that are Spanish speaking and Hispanic. They're taking those people, right? And all of the prisons are in the outskirts where Bubba and them live.
Right.
Well,
Right.
guess what those indentured servants, guess what those slaves get to be again? 3/5, but actually they hold men this time because they add into the population, which then adds into the voting, which then adds into the money, and so this same power structure of Chevy trucks and American flags and Budweiser and Bud Light are over and over again through the prison industrial complex devouring our soldiers and keeping that power base with them.
So,
3/5
like
compromise hasn't
gerrymandering
changed.
through the building of prison systems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The prisons are privatized, so they can put
Yes.
And now with the private prisons and private probation and now,
I saw that
and the fool
too.
had the audacity to talk about private in-home probation.
you saw
So
that?
you gonna have me incarcerate my family in the house for you, not happen.
T,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want to give you the floor back, baby.
Apologies, I get excited.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm gonna give you the floor back.
You know what? I actually am loving the way that the conversation is going.
I got
So I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. There was something that somebody said that they were talking about our warrior class, and I do think that a lot of them are in prison, but I think a lot of them are young men and women that are on the street right now and don't have any direction
Right.
or don't have enough direction. So they're not all locked up, and I think we have to work, kind of in obviously multi-pronged fashion. So we definitely should be reaching out to brothers and sisters that are in prison, but we also can't forget about the ones that are on the street that don't have the support system. So there was a line that I heard in a song by Public Enemy. They have a song called Machine. It features a man named Paris, who was actually the very first hip-hop CD that I ever bought was
I know
Paris
Paris well
from
as an
Camelot
MC.
Records back in the day. But the song is called Machine, and there's a line in it that says, they're going to have to pop me to stop me. And that resonated with me so much, especially with Birth of a Nation coming out this weekend.
Yes.
So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'll talk to you again next Monday, sis.
Thank you, baby.
I'm
I
gonna
love
just sit
you.
there right there.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that. We're
Walk
gonna
off.
leave that right there. T. That was
Just sit there right
good.
there and
Yes,
walk off.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
Drop
Peace,
the
y'all. I'll
mic.
talk to you soon. Love you.
I love you too, baby.
Love you, Ting.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, so Mr. Jackson, straight back to you.
Straight back to
Talk
me.
to us about it.
All right, so what I wanted to get into again, tying all of these things together, is actually looking at, and mind you, if you watch 13th, a lot of this is spelled out, but I also think there's relevance to checking out the book because not only does it give you the historical background and actual functional solutions, but there are testimonials from current inmates, from former inmates, from people on the verge of getting out, from families of inmates. And I had the joy or the pain of sifting through so many of those and reading through and editing those and putting those handwritten notes in, typing those things up. But if you watch the 13th, it gives you that history of both our prison industrial complex and our police force. But just to make it quick, the police force are an extension of the fugitive slave hunters. That's when we decided to have a police force. I mean, hunting down these slaves, and then when slaves were free, we still needed ways to corral them because we came up with the convict lease system, which says very simply, if you commit a crime, then you are leased to the state in which you committed that crime to pay for that crime in your indentured servitude, which is why, again, the 13th says except.
Right.
So for that period of time,
That one word.
that period of time,
It's like the with all
you are
deliberate
indentured.
speed in Brown versus the Board. Like you can do it, but take your time.
Huh? Right. Right.
And then you have to look at a couple of things, right? You have to look at the Civil War, and you have to look at Reconstruction. You have to look at the rebuilding of the South. And I mean, rebuilding in a variety of ways, because this is an agricultural
Right.
community
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
no longer agricultural because the agricultural workers are now gone. We got sharecropping, we
Come on.
misusing you there.
Right.
You know, now you're talking about you want to vote, so we have to come up with all of these grandfather clauses and all of these
Come on.
backdoor ways to keep you from voting. But here's the bottom line, though. We still need to make money. And what is your black is doing that's not helping us make money? And so the idea of that convict lease system, because see, when we talk about private prisons now, people are like, well, I don't know, I don't believe in you say Starbucks supports private prisons. You're like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But let's go back to the inception of it again.
Yes.
Come on.
The convict lease system leased the labor, the
Yes.
free labor of a lot of time former slaves
Stop it.
arrested on vagrancy, blah blah blah,
Right.
blah blah blah,
Right.
blah blah blah,
Right.
to the state to rebuild,
Yes.
to rebuild. And if you look at it right
Come
now,
on,
it's
come
going
on.
on in other
good.
places right now. I mean, and when I started finding out how many companies were profiting.
Come on.
Not just talking about private prisons,
That's why
not
I'm
just
glad
talking
you put
about
the whole ALEC thing in there.
I was just about to say,
yeah, come on,
Alec,
come
not
on.
just
She
That-
had
talking
the
about
Come on.
trading
whole
on the
list.
stock market,
Come on.
but talking about the actual corporations
Come on.
whose odds and ends and bits and pieces are being made
Come
by
on.
Black
prison
bodies.
Yes.
slave labor.
Come
and
on.
Then, and then you think about it. Hedge me this way. I'm in prison. I'm stuck down. You got me down. I ain't got no money. I need some on my commissary. So you give me this 40 cents or whatever you giving me.
Yeah.
I'm taking what I can get. I'm out of my cell for a while. I ain't got to fight people in this animal, this
Jungle.
various lion pit that you've put me in. So I'm making best do with what I can do. But on the other end, these corporate entities who would decry slave labor in Indonesia and China
There you
and
go.
all of our
Yeah.
other Eastern
That's it.
partners
Yeah.
are literally, because sometimes people say figuratively.
No.
I mean, say literally when they mean
Figuratively.
They are literally utilizing slave labor right now,
Yes.
hand over MFing fist.
What? Wait a minute.
Victoria's
Let me.
Secret?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Y'all talking about pink this, pink that.
I
and then-
Come on,
Yeah.
that's Victoria's Secret right there. Let me say this when you talk about that. I rescue teenagers off the street. That's one of the things that I do. And this is what I found out in my studies, that when they were in prison, when they get in prison, that very thing you're talking about. Now, mind you, whenever you get a jail sentence, you're going to get a restitution fee. And it's going to be $100,000, $200,000 based upon how much time you got. Now, you got 7 to 20. You're going to do 20 to the door because they got 85%. You're going to do most of your time. So now I'm in jail. I got a 7 to 20 charge. I'm going to do 16 of them. Because the prison system in the state of Georgia and the other 32 states says, we're going to take over y'all prison system. We're going to take over all y'all criminals. But you're going to have to guarantee for the next 45 years a 95% rate. You're going to pay us if them folks ain't in jail or not. So what do you do? Because federal money is coming. My
And I
tax
gotta
money.
keep getting that
I
money.
got to keep that money. So I got to keep that prison feel at 85 and 95%, i.e. how teachers got 20 years for some erasure. Okay, let's keep it moving.
There you go.
Now,
Come on,
you
racketeering.
got me, right, because on a racketeering charge, you got me now.
RICO Act.
Right. And
I know
got-
about RICO
And
Act.
I got you. So now you in jail. You got 7 to 20, and I'm making 40,000 off you just on the 7 to 20. That's guaranteed money. 2, you go to work because just what you said. Because I gotta have something to do. Because this here 1 by 2 box about to kill me.
And it cost me how much to make a phone call?
Wait a minute. From
exactly.
Cirrus Tech
So
made $100 million because it cost you $14.95 to talk 10 minutes on
And
a
it-
call.
that's 20 hours of work.
Wait a minute.
One 10-minute phone
One
call.
10-minute phone call. And then let me tell you what you do. So then you had companies coming in all secret and hush, making bombs and making casing for the phones. They charge you. How much you paying? We're going to charge them $22 an hour. That's what the pay rate is. That's what we pay the people on that side. That's what you getting paid. Oh, but wait a minute, shouty. Because we don't want folks to know it's slave labor because we try to keep that part a secret. So we give you 89 cents an hour to go on your book so you can eat
So
them
you doing
ramen
way-
noodles.
You doing way better than
Wait,
folks
yeah,
making
'cause-
40 cents.
right.
You bowling.
Balling because you going to work 40 strong.
Oh, to the
you
face.
ain't-
To the door. You
So you
going
might
to
ask for extra time
Yeah.
just to get out
Right.
your
Wait a
seat.
minute.
Exactly.
Because you get honey buns.
You can get honey buns and ramen noodles and make them Cheeto pies. Don't talk about that now. Because you ain't feeding me that because you giving me that. 3 hots in a cot ain't what it used to be. So now I got to make up for it. I got to call my girl. I got to do the series because now you can video for $5, and I can call home and see my children at the birthday
So
party.
the people at the house can rent a device.
They can wait. They ain't got to rent the device. They can do it on here. It's called Cirrus Tech. Look
They
it
can
up.
rent a device.
Wait a minute. I looked it up.
An iPad.
$5. $5 for a video call for 10 minutes.
But I'm saying you can now because my best friend's son is in jail.
Right.
Inside jail, they can rent. Inside the jail,
Yeah,
they can rent
I can rent you
Yes.
an iPad.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Cirrus Tech. That's how they make $900 trillion. And then
That's how they
it
post
get
them
better.
Facebook
Wait a
videos
minute
in
now.
jail.
I still got out of my $19.50 that I done made per hour. You getting 80 cents an hour. You coming up, you don't whip.
I'm balling.
Wait a minute. They put $2 on that $150,000 restitution fee you got. Where the rest of my $17 go?
You
In
know
Master
it.
Pocket.
In Master Pocket.
Just like when Nat was preaching.
In
and they
Master
started
Pocket.
passing out that money.
And not just Master Pocket, like you said, Bubba them. That's their economy in,
Right.
in those
In that
small
town.
towns,
Because
small
like people
towns.
don't understand.
You got no education.
I'm the new cotton. Ain't nobody said that. I'm the new cotton.
Right.
I'm the new cotton.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the new cotton.
And probably one of the more deplorable aspects of that too is that, so then you mean to tell me these people are, and I'm saying people because I ain't saying inmates, I ain't
they're
saying
people.
numbers, I'm not saying offenders, I'm saying these
Because everybody's not guilty.
Exactly.
Right.
These people. And besides, the people that are in there can't be much more guilty than those who are holding them
I'm
in there.
telling you.
But these people are putting together elements of a service, of a product that were they doing it in the free world, they could actually be living and eating. So I done this for 7 years. I've been putting together IKEA furniture for 7 years. I've been packing seafood for 7 years. I've been making panties with pink for 7 years. But when I hit the streets,
Because
this is not
that
even an
one line
applicable
question.
skill. I can't transfer that
Wait a
skill.
minute. And a guy said to me, he said, Miss Regina. I said, yes, baby. He said, do you realize I was an AT&T customer service rep?
Yes.
I made $22.50 an
Yes.
hour. He got out Monday, Wednesday, because he didn't have no clothes.
And couldn't get the job.
Went to AT&T, said, this is what I do. I was a member. 40 guys was under me. I was a customer. They said, we can't help you because of that one
a
line.
felon.
You a felon.
Right.
What you mean I'm a felon? He could tell them about every service, everything, every new promotion. He said, I just got out last Thursday. He said the same customers I'm talking to is the same. He said it just get routed. Sometimes it get routed to Shekema House. Sometimes it get routed to the AT&T at the corporate office. And sometimes it got routed down on Rice Street. He said them guys are sounding just like you. Thank you for calling AT&T. This is Jamal. How may I help you? Because they in the thing. And everybody, AT&T, how may I help you? This William. AT&T, this Bob. Because we were complaining about we could not hear when we were talking to somebody, I know better good English. I ain't talking to you. So then they got smart and said, okay, well, let's pick out. And so when they go in, they said, let's talk to you. Let me hear what you sound like. Say, good afternoon. This is AT&T. How may I direct your
Or then
call?
look at your offenses. If you're a nonviolent offender, 9 times out of 10, you probably are articulate. You probably had some college education. Let me put
Exactly.
you over here.
Right. And they do the interview. See, them dudes have to interview for them. He said, I had to go for an interview.
For a prison
For
job.
a prison job.
That I can't use the experience when I get out in the free world.
At the company that I was working for, making $22 an hour.
Here's what I want to talk
Come on,
about.
y'all.
Because I think, one of the things that was so impactful to me was when Nat Turner said, when he said, let's fall back for a minute. And
Right.
the guy said, well, I want revenge. He said, this ain't about revenge.
He said, it's the roots.
He said, you trying to get to, we after the root, not the branch.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when we start talking about the mass incarceration and the prison industrial complex and all these things, those are branches. The root is this elephant in the room. It's called planned obsolescence.
Yes.
How the hell you gonna get rid of all these colored people now that you can't? You understand what I'm saying? Planned
threaten us-
obsolescence. Just like when they say to you that your phone is gonna be no good in 6 months.
Right.
They plan for you to have a backup.
And I'm holding on to mine
this
5
thing
years.
Is
The
that
color line.
once we are no longer, we can't be chattel slaves. What's the plan?
Right.
And so, if we're going to actually combat this stuff, we got to figure out what is the root. Not just all the branches, and you can study them, but make sure you're looking for what's the root cause of this.
What's
thing.
holding it in the ground?
They don't want you here, but they can't get rid of you. So while you here, I'm gonna make as much, because at the end of the day, they don't even care about each other. They care about the money.
Indeed.
The money.
Indeed, and that's a
When they
very
say in God we trust,
clarification.
they're not talking about Jehovah God. They're talking about Mammon. That's why it's on the money.
Yeah, that's
On.
about money. It's all Basically, back to what we do.
And I'm about to say
It's economics.
Okay, here we go.
That's the whole.
strategy.
That's the whole purpose
Exit strategy.
of Spendefy. When we realize we're young people, we go out here and protest, Black Lives Matter, and then we shut down the ATL, and then they shoot another person, and everybody's like, okay, what can we do? Like T was saying, you have all these young people in the streets have no direction. What can we do? Put economical value on your protests.
Okay.
Take that. Go on the website. Find you a black business.
Okay.
Advocate for those black businesses. Give them dollars, and then on top of that, help us spread the word. Because also what Spendefy is doing is not just promoting black businesses. We're trying to raise the whole black community. If we can get all these black businesses to increase their sales by 50%, then that means they can increase their staff by what? 50%. That means we have 50% more people working. What does that mean? We have 50% more income in all these houses. What does that mean? Now, when somebody's sitting in jail because they don't have bail money, we have bail money. Now we can get you out. Now we can pay for that lawyer. Everything.
Or now I got a house.
Now I have a house.
I can sign for you.
Exactly. Everything always goes back to economics. It's the last thing that Martin Luther King was saying before they killed him.
And that's why they killed him.
That's exactly why they
That's
killed
why
him.
they killed him.
That's
people don't
exactly why they
You
killed
to
him.
turn no
What-
white pies into no nigga pies.
Wait a minute. And people don't understand. They killed the three in systematic order. They killed them in systematic order. And when right. And so somebody said no they didn't. I said yes they did. Mega was a cleanup man. Mega was a cleanup man. So we're gonna get that nigga out first. And I'm using the word they use. Regina Breed at yahoo.com. Y'all like it, you can send me. They said let's get that nigga gone first. I said Yahoo. Get that nigga gone first. And so that means the one who was, we ain't as violent as Malcolm, and we ain't as docile as Martin Luther King. We're going to follow Mega, because Mega kind of, and so they said, let's get him. Now, them spread like roaches. The one who got mad went to Malcolm X. The one who was still kind of, violence ain't the way, they went on with Martin. Now, here's the catch. Who you going to leave here by themselves? You going to leave Martin, or you going to leave Malcolm? Now, we know if we leave Malcolm last, there ain't nobody else's voice but his.
But I'm gonna say this, and this to me is much more challenging. We can talk about the big three, but what they've done skillfully is kept from your observation all the smaller ones that were doing the work behind the scenes.
Yes,
and
all those educators.
And that's the white.
Yes.
That's the whitewash of
And that's the
American
whitewash.
history right there.
Because they wanted you to think.
That's what I was just
going
finna
to
say.
Roles. But there were people on the front lines carrying that flag at home every day, getting their houses firebombed and
Every day.
You understand what I'm saying?
And to me, that's what I'm saying when
Yes.
I'm talking about people advocating. We need those people. Yeah, the founders of the company, they'll be out there. They'll probably be like Martin Luther King and all them. But no, we need the Hosea Williams. We need the Shirley
Come
Chisholm.
on.
We need the A. Philip
Come on.
Randolph.
Come on.
We need the
Because
people to
their
come
impact
in.
was no less
Right.
significant.
Exactly.
And that is why I get really angry when people say Rosa Parks was the mother of the civil. No, she
wasn't the
wasn't.
first.
Let me tell you about Rosa. Now, I love my sister Rosa. Regina Breed at yahoo.com. That's what you can call me. Rosa was tired.
She said call her Yahoo. Y'all hear that?
You call me. Facebook me. Regina Breed on Facebook. Here's the thing. Rosa was tired. Rosa worked 2 jobs. Her feet was hurting. It was 700 seats on that bus. That white man walked up to her and said, I need for you to move, Rosa. She was like, why? You got 100 seats? I ain't getting up. I'm tired. I'm not getting up. But how many black women that had their hair split about that same thing?
Claudette Colvin did it
Young
across
lady.
the interstate line.
Come on.
But because she cussed too much and was 14 years old and pregnant, she didn't fit the movement.
She didn't fit the movement. Wait a minute now.
She was gonna tell.
She was gonna light them up.
Come on. But here's the catch. Rosa wasn't stupid now. I give her that. Rosa was married and had a husband. Did she call her husband? She didn't. She called over there to the SCLC and said, hey, because she was the secretary.
Right.
She said, hey, y'all come get me. What's wrong, Rosa? I'm down here because I'm on. And that's what started it. So when you all say, Fannie Lou Hammer said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
What about Daisy Bates?
Come on now.
I'm a Daisy Bates type.
Come on,
I'm gonna
call
tell
her.
the children, look.
Come on.
Yes.
Cheerings.
Children, look. This is a mama now.
Come on.
Look.
We finna do it.
That's mama.
Come on.
That's me. I'm
Come-
doing the children's march. You
Come
understand?
on.
I'm gonna show the young people what they need. That's my style.
Right. And see, I'm Fanny. I'm tired now. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. See, when them people were saying, well, they ain't giving the sharecropping them, she said, ain't you tired yet? Boy, stand up. That's who she was. She instilled in them, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of being
Because she
sick
understood.
inside because she
You can't take nothing from
understood.
me that I already don't have.
That's
come
the
on.
problem with today, especially with these young kids. I saw to a lot of youth under 13, 14, 15. They have so much technology. They have so many tangible things that they don't realize they don't have anything.
You don't have nothing.
You have nothing.
They don't have nothing. I was talking to some young people the other day.
Grand
Exactly.
You don't even have friends.
Yes.
There you go. Because you
Come on.
texting
Grand
everybody.
delusion.
You don't really
Right,
you,
right.
you only hang out with
You
one
ain't
person.
Never, but you ain't never outside of the house. with the
Exactly.
squad.
Come on, wait a minute.
Exactly.
But I got 500 friends.
Yes.
And so this
But now I got 5 I can get on the bike with and ride around.
wait
the
a minute.
neighborhood.
Let me tell you something that hurt my feelings. I was in the mall. And this ain't something I heard, y'all. This is something I know. Was in the mall. And a lady kept saying, she said, I know you. I know you. And he was like, I don't know you, baby. And she said, I know you. And he was like, okay, well, you know me. And she said, oh, we Facebook friends. And he looked at her and he said, I ain't your friend, so I don't know you. You would have thought he'd have punched on her face. She said, we Facebook friends. You got a baby? And then he said, I don't know you. You ain't that insignificant in my life. You on Facebook that you can recognize me.
But don't know me.
But don't know me. Can tell me I got 2 kids. I drive a Beamer. This, that, and the. Oh, I know you. He said you don't know me, and don't tell nobody you know me.
Well, let me ask
because
you
I
something.
don't know you.
In this lovely police state that we live in,
Yes, ma'am.
she's not as scary to me as the people who you don't even know that don't know you.
Come on.
She came up to you in a friendly manner and said, I think I know you.
Right.
Versus the people who surveilling every single thing you're doing.
Right.
And you have no idea that they know what your kids look like, what their social security numbers are, what
Right.
time you pick them up at the bus stop.
Right.
What's very
Come on.
interesting, and thank you for that. Thank you for that, because you were talking about who you were. You were talking about who you were, and we're talking about our heroes. And in one way, this martyrdom that came with the King, that came with Malcolm, that came with
Right.
so many of the other brothers. This martyrdom, well, who gonna lead us now? As though we were never ever able to do it
Right.
ourselves. As though it was just one person leading a movement. As though Marcus Garvey was just one person,
Right,
and
right.
he was doing everything himself.
Because
Right.
he would have been dead and Emmett wouldn't stop that
Right.
bullet.
He was a
Thank you.
Hindu god with multiple arms.
Come
right?
on.
But I think one of the things that we should be looking at now, currently, is good brother Sam Greenlee and the spook who sat by the door.
Come on.
I read that book
Come on.
probably 2 or 3 times.
Because see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'll be honest. I've not been to a march in maybe over a decade, and I don't plan on going on a march.
That's not everybody's job.
I don't plan on the sign with this and the sign with that. I don't want to, and the reason why I don't want to is because I'm sick of them seeing us coming. I'm sick of them
Come on.
knowing how we're coming.
strategy.
And I'm sick of us saying it aloud to them as though they're going to one day say, you know what, you made such an impassioned point about the state of the black community,
I'm good.
of the poor in America, that I am going to join you. If
gonna
you
be a
want to
little
know the
magnificent
truth,
today.
you're not going to see the truth. Common said it don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine, and that's true. So for me, it is, and part of it is what I love about education is being that spook who sat by the door. And Biggie said, I love Biggie, he said, bad boys move in silence with violence.
Come on.
The idea of everybody knowing our steps. So we need steps.
Right.
We need to communicate those steps.
Right.
But that railroad that was metaphorical, who was the girl on our Real Housewives that thought it was a real railroad?
Oh, shut up.
But-
Portia.
Wait a minute. And wait a minute. And you know who her granddaddy is.
Hosea.
Big Daddy. What, how you want me to talk to him, Big Daddy?
Exactly. But that metaphorical railroad, metaphorical railroad was powerful, and we can go back to that. So I'm still sitting by the door. I don't need them to know exactly what we're doing, and it ain't got to be dressed up pretty. It ain't got to be in the bow because I'm articulate as all everything. I love books and everything.
But don't let
Sade,
nobody white say he articulate.
Don't say you better not.
Wait a minute. And let me
I might go. Where?
Wait.
He ain't got talking to. Shawty ain't got know me. He ain't got know me.
And that's the thing too, man. Like, and even if you, and that's your role, right? Being the spook who sat next to the door. Other people in other roles don't need to judge you for that because
don't.
I've noticed.
It's the military.
I've
Everybody
noticed
got-
that.
Yeah.
Cavalry can't judge.
Exactly, because
take out.
that's
Right.
what's also happening in our community too. You might have some young, especially young brothers. They leave HBCUs, they go to these all white universities. They down, but then so many people shun them because what you doing over there? But don't realize they the spook who sat next to the door. But since you push them so far away, now the boss can come and say, "You ain't like the mother Negroes.
you ain't like them.
You see them out there marching. You ain't like them.
You black.
And Amanda done winked at him.
Right.
Oh,
Wait.
so now he's good.
Wait a minute. Don't Dr. Cress Westland.
So listen,
she know I love
before we
her.
go there, because that's gonna be a whole nother show. I want to take a break. On the way out, I want to show this that I found. This was last year, actually, in my memories from last year. I love Facebook memories. I know they're tracking me, and so I kind of would feel offended if I leave this planet without having my face in a post office. Okay, because I mean I didn't live right. Like, is my living in vain? Okay, so I want to show this, and then when we come back, will you perform for me?
I will.
Okay, we're gonna hear a piece from Mr. Jackson.
Can I sing with him?
No.
No.
I mean, unless
Is
you want our
my
friendship to end like
living
today.
in vain.
God bless. Babe, if you can show us this, and we'll go to the break. Sanctuary family, we'll be right back.
Incarceration means a very high rate of incarceration, historically, comparatively. And the other thing is the rate of incarceration is so high, so socially concentrated, that we're no longer incarcerating the individual, but we're incarcerating whole social groups. The rate of incarceration now is about 5 times higher than it was historically. Historically it was 100 per 100,000, now it's about 500 per 100,000. If we look at prison, if we add jail to that, it's about 700 per 100,000. Nowhere in the world incarcerates as much as we do. We've seen extremely high rates of exposure to the criminal justice system for African American men with very low levels of schooling. So if we think about black men who were born in the late 1970s and who are growing up through the American prison boom of the 1980s and the 1990s, the chances that they're going to serve time in state or federal prison if they dropped out of high school is about 70%. So going to prison for that group of black men with very low levels of schooling, that's become a normal life event. And that's really only happened in the last 10 years. We're at this point now where there's about 1.2 million African American children with a parent who's incarcerated. That's about 1 in 9. The research shows that kids who experience parental incarceration have diminished school achievement, they have behavioural problems, depressive symptoms, acting out, and there's also evidence that these kinds of negative effects associated with parental incarceration are concentrated more among boys than among girls. And there's a very real risk here that incarceration becomes an inherited trait. The underlying issue is we've chosen prison as a way to respond to that problem of crime. And there are a whole variety of ways that we could have chosen to respond to that problem of crime. We've chosen the response of the deprivation of liberty. And we've chosen the response of the deprivation of liberty for a historically aggrieved group whose liberty in the United States was never firmly established to begin with.
I truly understand what people may say. They believe to think how we think is far from okay.